What's up, guys? It's your girl Yana Jan. I'm back with another video, back with another banger. And today I'm going to be doing a part 2 of the story time of how I became homeless. And we're just going to start off now, okay? Alright. Basically, she had talked her junk and stuff. The only thing I said was, "You a bitch," because she called me that. Like I said, I didn't know who it was. I thought it was the younger girl coming down there to fight. That's why I really wasn't saying nothing. Okay, let me go check this out, because whole time I really don't want no confrontation at my house. I'm not a confrontational person. That's not what I do. Like, if you see me somewhere, you want to get it going, like, we could do that. But at my house, that's my peace. So we ain't gonna do that at my house. Basically, I went upstairs. I put in my stuff. I went upstairs, I knocked on the door, and she like, "Who is it?" But I heard the voice. It sounded like an older lady. So I'm like, "It's your neighbors." I said, "Can you not come down there talking like that to us?" Then she was like, "Oh, yeah." Or I forgot exactly what she said. I'm not sure, but she was very nice about it. She didn't have the same aggression that she did coming down the stairs, because I felt like she was probably just fed up with hearing the arguing, and she was an older person. I feel like she only came down there because she kind of already knew that it was kids. Like, I've been at that household for like a year and some change before this even happened. So I felt like the only reason why she did come down there is because she already knew who was in the house. I went upstairs just to squash stuff because I didn't want to be in no mess at my house, and plus my household was already falling apart. We basically just spoke to each other. She wasn't so mad, wasn't no aggression or nothing like that. I'm like, okay, cool. And I go back downstairs and I'm talking to the person who I'm with, and I'm just like, we gotta chill, we can't be arguing and stuff, because I don't like being on that type time. You get what I'm saying? Especially at my household. So I'm telling this to the person who I'm with at the moment, that I didn't want to be on that type of time, because first of all, this is my house. You get what I'm saying? And I'm already going through stuff by myself. Anyways, fast forward, the very next day, he was at work. We was working from home at the time. I guess he was talking to his supervisor or something, and I was trying to tell him we was talking about the bills or something like that, and I was like, "Okay, can you make sure you do this or do that?" And I was just talking to him, and then he said, "Shut the F up." And then that's when I yelled back, and I'm like, "Ain't no B finna tell me to shut up in my house." I don't want her to take it personal because I said ain't no B, but at the end of the day, it's just like, he not about to tell me to shut the F up in my house that I'm paying the bills for, especially when I'm just talking to him, and then I'm talking to him about paying bills, which we already done talked about. If you was on the phone with your supervisor, you could have took that a whole nother different route instead of taking it being so aggressive, basically. So then that's when we start going back and forth and we start arguing. So I guess she must have felt some type of way about that. I'm like, okay, cool, that's cool. Fast forward down the line. So I come out, I'm getting out the shower. Mind you, I didn't even know we had an issue. I've been at this house for a year and some change with my cousin before he even came there. Like, even when she was staying there, it wasn't nothing. I'm getting out the shower. I was coming out to change, to put up my camera, but I had a thing wrapped around me. So I guess they was getting out the car, and that's when I tried to hurry up and go back in the house. And I could hear her saying something. I really couldn't hear what she was saying because I was about to just walk back to the back of the house, because my room is all the way in the back. So I was just about to walk back to the back of the house and get dressed and stuff, and then come put the camera up. But I had already put it up. It was like quick. I think I had put it up, but I know that's why I was coming out there to put up the camera, because it was just sitting on the floor. That's when I could hear her yelling something, and she like, "This be this be that." And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, the only thing that she could be mad at is me calling her mom the B word, because what is you really mad at if you already saw me before and I've been in this house for the longest? All the time I'm going back in the room and I'm talking to him. I'm like, I don't know what's going on with the neighbors, but I think she was saying something about me. I don't know if it was about me, but I wasn't even going outside for her. I was going outside to go put up the camera. I was just talking to him, basically just telling him like, yo, we gotta chill and this and that. So I kind of had to catch on. I had to catch on to the whole gist of it. Basically, he already chose a side. I didn't catch on until I caught on, because I catch on when I catch on. He would come in my room and he would play the game, and be mad loud, cursing people out. I'm playing the game too, so we both cursing and stuff, and we like, oh, we playing the zombie game, we killing zombies and stuff. So we talking junk to the game. She feeling some type of way. Whole time we not worried about you. Whole time. So I'm like, okay, maybe we gotta calm down how we talking on the game, because we is cursing a lot and it is an older person upstairs. I start being considerate because I'm like, what if the older person getting mad because her room is above us? You get what I'm saying? I don't pay attention to people because I be in my own world 24/7. So I'm not gonna never be worried about nobody else's life. I wasn't being considerate that it's other people and they could probably hear us in our conversations. I was just, living my life regularly, not thinking this. Mind you, this is my first apartment. Basically, I had it with my cousin. Nobody never said nothing before. So I'm just like, I kept talking regular. You get what I'm saying? And the first time we encountered each other, she came up on the porch and she was like, I didn't look out the window. I didn't go answer the door. It was my aunt's car who was in the driveway. And she was like, somebody's car is in the driveway. Instead of saying, can y'all move out the driveway? Or can y'all move the car out the driveway? She like, somebody's car in the driveway. That's how my aunt told me that she said it. So I'm like, I automatically thought that she had an issue. And mind you, it was one day I came home from work and I'm knocking on the door, opening the door. I'm happy because I'm off of work. She's sitting in the car mean mugging. I'm just thinking now how all this stuff played out. I'm thinking you could have popped off right there and we could have fought and got it over with. You get what I'm saying? But people are waiting there and see. I don't even know how to put that right there. But anyways, she already had an attitude when it was the car situation. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. Basically, I'm always thinking 10 steps ahead. Basically, I'm gonna get back to the part where we sitting in the room playing the game because I felt like he had already picked a side. So he would come in the room, talk mad shit, knowing that the neighbors already felt some type of way. He would come in the room playing the game, talking mad shit. And then I would come to him and I'd be like, oh, well, we should do this on this bill. And now y'all got to start paying. And I would say stuff like that. And he'd get so defensive. And he'd start an argument when I'm just talking to him about paying the bills. That happened. After that happened, we had got into an argument again. Mind you, we had already been arguing because I felt like he was moving fraudulent. And that's all I got to say. He was moving fraudulent. And we had already had an argument before. At the end of the day, he a grown-ass man. He a grown-ass man, and that's his little sister. So at the end of the day, I can't really blame it on her either because he gonna make his own decisions. But I felt like he had already chose a side, and then it was a plan. Because he would come in the room, talk mad shit when he with me, but then he'd go in the room with his sister and be quiet for hours and hours and hours and never say nothing. But then when you in the room with me, you talking mad shit. Mind you, he was playing the game in his sister room at first. And his sister had a big ass TV, so he would go in the room and play the game in there. But I started to catch on because every time he went in a room with his sister, he was quiet as a mouse. For hours, not saying nothing. Like I can't hear nothing. Like usually they'd be loud. You could hear her saying something, this and that. Nobody not saying nothing. So I'm like, okay, I see what y'all doing. I see what you trying to do. I get it. So now I already know that right now I'm in this by myself. So, and we was already kind of having arguments, breaking up every other day over the stupidest stuff. After that, I started thinking like, I'm in this shit alone. And then I started to try to like get our relationship back together, like because I was in it was an abusive relationship. Like we was fighting each other. I'm not gonna say I was getting beat on, he was getting beat on. We was fighting each other every day. We was both starting it at one point in time. It was one point in time where it was me, it was one point in time where it was him, it was one point in time where it was both of us. And we was both just fighting every single day. Basically, I had just got out of that relationship, so I wasn't expressing myself in the best way. Like I had to understand how I was expressing myself wasn't the best way to express myself. I don't have to raise my voice. I don't have to get loud. I don't have to do the most. And that's how I regularly am. And I was so used to arguing every single day that as soon as I felt an urge to start yelling, I would just yell to get my point across, which the point never got across. And I'm trying to get our relationship back together, and that's when he coming in the room and I'm telling him about the neighbors because I heard the neighbors talking junk. So I'm like, why is she talking junk and I've been here for the longest and you see that I'm by myself? I started thinking like the only reason why y'all doing certain stuff is because y'all already seen who was in the house. Fast forward, we're laying down and I'm talking to him about the situation. I'm like, I really don't want to start nothing with nobody. Mind you, I really don't talk to my family. I'm antisocial, and I found that out the hard way because I was only comfortable socializing when I was comfortable around somebody who I already knew. So if I don't know anybody, it's kind of hard for me to socialize, which I'm trying to get out of that now. When he got up, he was like, oh, F them, I'm gonna get my family, all this. And I'm looking at him like, you gonna get your family, but we was just about to break up, and I ain't got no family to go get. I did have a family to go get, but whole time I don't put my family in my stuff that I feel like I'm supposed to handle by myself. If you understand what I'm saying. Now, if it was more people coming, then I start telling people and stuff like that. But whole time, I wasn't trying to tell nobody because I felt like at the end of the day, I could understand why they was mad at me arguing every single day. Like, and then it was an older person upstairs. So I got it. Again, he did the same thing again. He talking about some, oh yeah, I'll go get my family, and this and that. He talking all hot. And then he go in the room with his sister and don't say nothing. If somebody that mad, they gonna go in the next room and still be talking junk. They're not gonna go in the next room and just not say nothing. You still gonna be on that same type of time if it's really that energy. So I just started really looking at it like I'm really in this by myself and you trying to set me up. And that's how I felt about it. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure you tune in for part 3. And make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And tell me what other videos you guys would like to see. And make sure you comment a heart down below if you want to see part 3. Stay tuned, guys.